what Win Fast is about is, there's about, as you say, about 80 techniques, and they're all things that you can do relatively quickly to improve how much you achieve in life. But what I believe the best way of doing a book like that is to grab a handful of the ones that really work for you, and then turn it into a daily checklist. So when you get up, you're trying to do that checklist as well as do your day. And yes, it increases pressure a little bit, but I think it's positive pressure because it's trying to raise the bar of who we are as humans and how we're performing as humans. And inevitably raising the bar leads to pressure.
Yes. And what I found was that when I really felt the pressure was intense, I was just like, oh, okay, well, this is happening because I've made some changes. So
Yeah.
let's just adjust a little bit. Doesn't mean I'm throttling back, but let's just adjust a little bit. And it worked out fine. So let me
Mm.
walk through these, dive in anytime to ask me questions, question anything, whatever. But so one of the big things was following a morning ritual that you had put in there. So I have that ritual. So I have some dictums I say, which are statements I say that are positive, powerful statements. So I go through that. I also recently implemented something with my family where we have 7 statements about the family where it's, we never do this, we always do this. And so I read those out loud each morning after my dictum. So doing those both out loud has really added some clarity there. And that's
Wow.
helped, it helps me focus in on the person I want to be.
Wow. Well, I think that's absolutely fantastic. Like the whole area of, as you say, dictums or affirmations or focusing statements, I like to call them as well. Although people have heard about that, very few people do it. And it's enormously helpful, not just to make us perform better, but to improve our moods. I've always found I do similar focusing statements in the morning. It takes, 2 minutes to do or so, but
Oh,
it
yeah.
really does recalibrate the mind from, sometimes you wake up and you really don't know what kind of mood you should be in. You're kind of deciding what mood you should be in, and it gets you in a good mood. It gets you focused on the good stuff and on the best part of yourself. So it's such a simple technique, but I'm so glad you're doing it, because I really think it's great. And I'll tell you something else. Many of the great Olympic athletes run their training using similar statements, and they've found it's incredibly successful.
Yeah. So doing that, I do, I'm trying to, when I'm getting up on time, I'm exercising in the morning. So that's nice. I do some Bible study and prayer and some memory verse type thing, which is helpful for me too. I have, for the first time in my life, started to listen to 15 minutes of Baroque music every day. And
Wow.
I, I actually enjoy it. It's, I use it kind of as a background. Sometimes I use it when I'm doing the Bible study. More often I'll do it as I start to work on a particular writing project or something for a client or whatever. I like it in the background at a low volume, sometimes a little bit more, but usually low volume. I like it. It's kind of peaceful. It's almost like I'm in my own coffee
Yeah.
shop. Yeah.
Yeah, I look coffee shop in 1621,
Yeah.
and yeah, and look, it's fabulous. Sheila Ostrander and her sister Nancy have done enormous research on Baroque music, and for the listeners, that's music of a 4/4 time beat, and a lot of the classical Mozart music is like that. And what they've shown is that the brain functions better when we listen to Baroque. It's got a certain vibration and a rhythm that helps us remember. It helps us think better. And we've all played music tracks that have lifted us up mentally. Well, Baroque music will wake up your brain and get you feeling great mentally every day.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've enjoyed that. So that was the first set there that tied to the morning ritual. The next thing was you made the point of do your most important task first. Great advice. So one of the most important things I did, now I'm going to jump ahead on one of these, and we had a good conversation about this in our podcast, was that I really liked your concept that at the end of each day, list 3 things you did right or you feel good about or were accomplishments, and only one thing that you want to correct or could have done better. And I've done that regularly. I really like that. That's been, it's also, I talked about the stress. I felt more stress occasionally. It's a stress reliever because it's a check-in. I am getting something done. I can feel good about it. Well,